Good morning, it's the Saints man, small van driver on the CX, and this is late, it's Tuesday morning. I don't know when it's going to download, but this is last week's. Didn't get a chance at the weekend to do it, sun's out, lovely weather, got loads to do, and just really ain't got time really, no excuse I know. But this is the week, April 18th, Monday April 18th, which was a bank holiday, so we was planning to work 4 full days, but it turned out less than that because Tuesday Darren had got a slot for my van. It needed a service Tuesday morning and he could do it in a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours. So I hadn't booked anything in, so I let him do it. So that was Tuesday morning, sorted, he got that done. I had the van back by 11 o'clock, 11:15, and I picked a job up. Bit of a pain in the arse. I got a job from Northampton to Gloucester, pick up 12:30, which was okay because it gets me Gloucester about 2:30, and I was looking for a backload. Got the job. It was 70 quid. That's all it was. Go to Gloucester, but I still got pence per mile. And then I realised where I was picking up from, and I've picked up from here once before in Northampton. It's a huge distribution centre right by junction 15 of the M1, and you never get in and out in less than 45 minutes. It's just they just haven't got any organisation. So complete balls up really. Went to the job, got there on time. Even got the reference numbers and all that, and the gateman still weren't happy because he said, "Oh, you got to tell me which company." There's about 6 companies in there. I didn't know. He said, "Well, you best park up and phone your shipper." So I phoned the shipper. Shippers, I said, "You're going to have to, do something." He won't let me in. And then another van pulled up, and he got exactly the same references as me, but to a different location, Nottingham. And he wouldn't let him in either. So we sat on the side waiting, and it's happened before. I won't name the company. I probably should, but I won't name him. But eventually I got the load an hour and 25 minutes after arriving, and it was so simple once I got in, straight into the transport office. There was the box, and I was like, Jesus. And what happens is, I wanted to be in Gloucester for 2:30, now it's going to be 4 o'clock, and I know I ain't going to get nothing out of Gloucester at 4 o'clock, whereas 2:30, there's probably a good chance of getting something. So I thought, I'm going to have to put some weighting on it, and I don't like putting weighting on it, but you have to really in the end. But what really tipped me over was when I went to the transport office in this company. I says, "Why wouldn't he let me in?" I says, "I've been outside for, over an hour." And she said, "Well, at least the weather's nice, isn't it?" That was her response. At least the weather's nice. Not a sorry, not a nothing, not a... So, yeah, it got my back up a bit, that did. So I phoned the shipper. I says, "I'm going to book an hour's waiting time on this, which is 20 quid. I says, "And her attitude stinks." I says, "It isn't your fault." I said, "But it's you." And he said, "Yeah, no worries." So 90 quid I got in the end. So it didn't work out too bad. But again, it was going to a hospital in Gloucester, and I was there at 4:45, 4:10, nothing. I knew there was going to be nothing. And then I got a phone call from Chris, my good friend Chris, who said I got a load for the morning, so I just drove back empty. So complete write-off that day, 90 quid, ended up about 50p day, 50p per pence per mile, shite. So not in a good start to the week. But I did pick up the load for the next day, which was going to get me to Exeter. I got Cheltenham, Bristol and Exeter. And I knew I could be in Exeter early because I could be in Cheltenham for 7. So an early start Wednesday. I was going to try and get back for the bike night because we've got a bike night at All Seasons Cafe, and I knew the weather's going to be great. Anyway, gets to Exeter. I did the drops. I left home at 5:15. I was in Cheltenham for 7. Delivered. I know these drops really well. The guys know me. Bristol can be a bit of an iffy one. There's only one. They've got 3 bays, but there's only one in use. They won't take nothing through the door, through the side door. It has to go through a bay, which is fair enough. But if there's a VAT of 7.5 ton or something like there, it can be a wait. But that went okay. I was in Exeter for about 10:15. So done. So good start to the day. I got 157 on that. So I'm already got a good day, and I'm looking for somewhere I can get back. There was a local Exeter to Exeter, which I thought I could do that. and I thought, we'll see. But by the time I got it, someone had quoted on it. But there was only one small van and me in Exeter, and he must have quoted on it because there was long wheelbase vans, unless they did it for cheap, I suppose. But so I thought, well, there's only me here. So I expanded my range to 50 miles, but something popped up, Oakhampton to Castle Donington, and I knew exactly what it was. I've been to Oakhampton, and if couriers have been there, there's a place there that does spares. It's right by the side of the dual carriageway, what goes past Oakhampton. Don't know what it is. So I quoted on it at 155. Obviously, these are all plus VAT, these figures now, because I'm VAT registered. And I thought, I'll phone. It said, it didn't say e-quotes. I put it on an e-quote, and then I phoned straight away. And the company was really happy. I said, is it from where it was? He said it is. He says, great, you've done it. He said, it's going to East Midlands Airport. I said, is it going to this company? He said, it is. He said, you've done it before. I said, I have. And he was happy with the price. I said, I'm going to go direct there. And I knew I would get there and I'll be able to drive from East Midlands Airport. It's just on 50 odd miles, perhaps a tad more, might be 55, to home. So I was going to get home for bike night. So fantastic. And the box I picked up was about like that. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So that was that day done. Wednesday, I got £312. I did 12 and a half hours. So I did a good day. So it was about 25 quid an hour all in. And 507 miles. Worked out 62 pence, which doesn't sound a lot. But when you're doing a lot of miles, your mileage is going to come down. Your pence per mile, I think, on a little van. So I was happy with that because it made up for the crap day on Monday. Then we come to... I went to bike night, by the way. Wow. It was heaving. It was heaving. There was 250, 300 plus bikes. Great crack. So that was that night. I had my dinner there actually, cooked by my good lady because she was working, chefing that night. And then Thursday, I needed to be home Thursday by 6. I haven't got nothing booked in, but I needed to be home latest at 6, even early if I could. And I got there was a job on there, Northampton to Norwich, and it was from a good friend Chris again, but he put it on the CX because the rate, he hadn't got the money in it, which I charge. But I phoned him anyway. And I got in touch with him anyway. I was in bed actually, and I thought, I'll do it. I'll see what he's got in it. See, if he's got in it, I'll do it cheaper, because he gives me a lot of work. And I just thought, you know what? If I get to Norwich by 10ish, 10:15, I only want one more job back somewhere, and I'll see. It was taking a punt. I'd done the job for him before actually to Norwich, to the same place, and I knew where it was, right in the centre of Norwich, but I knew where the delivery bay was. So in the end, we agreed price. It was 80 quid. It's about 6 boxes. I think it was 5 or 6 boxes. I can't remember now. So I picked them up just before 8. I was in Norwich, done, delivered, 10:15. Nice straight run through, and that could be a bit awkward, the A14 and along that way up to Thetford at that rush hour, but straight through. And then as I pulled out of I have to get out of the town centre because there is a loading restriction up to 10 o'clock, but there seem to be vans going in, and I've just about delivered about 10:05. But I think it allows you to load small vans. It's the big trucks that roll in. And I checked, and yeah, it seems to be the case. But as I pulled out, I thought I'd just pull out and find somewhere to park, and I did. Found a super centre. But on the way, there's a job there. Norwich to Northampton. Wow, you couldn't make it up. I was like, geez, that's it. That's me journey home. Schoolboy error coming up. I quoted on it. I thought I'm going to give him a little bit cheaper deal because I just want to go home anyway. I've got to get home, and this gets me home. So I quoted 75, which is cheaper than what I would normally do it. But I wanted the job, and it got me home, which was okay. Schoolboy error. This was 10:15. I got the job. I accepted the job. First pickup. She phoned me. She said, "You all right to do that job?" Yep, no problem. So I'll send it over to you straight away. She says, "You know the first pickup's 2:30." And I went, yeah, that's fine. 4 hours to kill in Norwich, great. But I'm still thinking 2:30, pick up the second 3:15, back to Northampton 5:15. it's going to the lab. I know where the lab is. It's 4 miles from my house. I'll still be home by 6. So I thought, well, I've got 3.5 hours to kill in Norwich, or keep the feed on, out for a little job, Norwich to Norwich, or Norwich to Yarmouth, anywhere I can get back. So we did. That's what we did. Took the job, but the schoolboy error was I just thought it was straight pick up within an hour. Didn't look. Very rare I bugger up, but I did bugger up. So anyway, off to I went to Wroxham. I know the Broads really well. Obviously, we go there loads. We go there 3-4 times a year. And I know around there, Wroxham's lovely. It's only 6 miles away from where I was. So, yeah, go and have some breakfast. So I went to Wroxham, the Bridge Hotel. Right on the bridge in Wroxham, left-hand side. Sit outside, sun's out. Gorgeous. Beautiful breakfast as well, by the way. And I know a good breakfast from a bad one, and this was a good one. So, thumbs up to that. Delivered. I waited there about an hour after breakfast. He let me leave my van in his car park, so I went out and walked around Wroxham for an hour. Walk off my breakfast, to be honest. And it was all good. So, I've still got time to kill, but I thought, I'd got the addresses, and one was like Norfolk and Norwich Hospital, and one was, I can't think of the name of it, but they were very close together. It was literally 800 yards from the hospital. So, I thought, I've got to get some fuel. So I got my fuel, looked at where the cheapest fuel was. And the nearest one to these hospitals was the Sainsbury's. So I went and got some fuel, and I'm about an hour early. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to the first one, and just because they're awkward. If you do hospitals, there's receptions can be everywhere. You don't just go to the main reception. You've got to go to here, you've got to go to there. And it's, it can be tricky. So I did find it, and I thought, right, it is very close to the hospital. So I parked up in their bays, a private hospital, this is private part of it, and went in, and absolutely unbelievable. I just said, I'm a courier, who I was from, what courier company I was working for, and I'm not picking up till 2:30, but I just wanted to see if this was where I was picking up from. And the security bloke said, yep, you're picking up, that's what you're picking up, it's already ready. I went, really? This was about 25 to 2, I'd say, yeah, 25 to 2. I said, you do that? I said, well, the pickup's not till 2:30, so do you want me to hang around? He said, well, let me phone through to the girl that does it, but she's the one who brought it down. She said, I wouldn't have thought so. I said, well, can you just check for me? I don't want to be an hour down the road, then have to come back because I've left too early. And he checked, and sure enough, she said, no, that's it, all good. So great. It's a black polystyrene box with samples in, weighed about 5 kilos. I thought, well, I've still got to go to the other hospital, so if they're not ready, it's, what it is. But I went to the Royal Norfolk, Norwich. It's a huge hospital. Parking is a nightmare. But I parked in double yellows. I put my courier signs on the van, outside the van, so I was a courier. Found a lady who got security. She was outside, making sure people weren't parking in the red zone or just helping people. Very nice lady. I told her where I'd got to go. She says, you're not too far. You've got to go down the stairs. Through the doors over there, down 2 flights and round the corner, and you'll find the reception for what you want. I said, do you mind if I leave my van where it is? It's on double yellows. I says, I've put hazards on. I says, she said, not a problem. She says, I'll keep my eye. She says, you're just not allowed, I don't want people parking on reds. She says, and I don't, as long as you're only in too long. So I thought, right, let's go. I go to there, 2 flights of stairs. She's exactly where she told me, and I found it. And there was a box on the counter. It was a bigger box. It was a good size. But it was the same colour as the one I'd got. I thought, I wonder if that's mine. So I introduced myself. She says, oh yeah, it's all ready. Northampton, 2030 labs. I went, and that's everything? That's everything. She said that once they bring it down, that's it. Brilliant. I'm unbelievable now. This is 1:45. So I'm 3/4 an hour ahead of my first pickup, and I'm doing my second one. It happens now and again. Until I went to pick the box up. The box weighed 30 kilos. Now, 25 years ago, I'd have picked that up and took it no problem. This time I picked it up, and she said, oh, by the way, it's heavy. I said, oh, is it ever? I thought, should I go and get my trolley? But I thought, I'm going to do the stairs anyway, because the lift's a fair way away. I thought, no, I'll be all right. 2 flights of stairs nearly killed me. A lot of stairs, not just 5 or 6, sort of 15 each, 30 stairs. Time I got to my van, I was sweating like a pig. But we got it in. And my back stood up to it. My back stands up to weight. It's all right. So I was happy, but I was sweating well. It's all right, big line. I'm in a lay-by, by the way. I'm waiting for a pickup, 10 o'clock pickup, and just up the road. So that was all done. Back to out of Norwich. Phoned the shipper up. She said, "Can you phone us when you got both?" Phoned her up and said, "I've got them. They're early, but I've got them." She said, "Yeah, that happens sometimes." I said, ETA is 4 o'clock to 10 past 4 in Northampton. It's going straight there. Job was easy, done, everything. So I had a good day. I earned 156. I've got 76, not 75, sorry. £156, which is not brilliant, but I got home and so we could go out at night, so it was all good. So that was Thursday. I did a 9-hour day, but I had three hours doing nothing, so it's about a 6-hour working day. And I got 61 pence miles, which is not as good as I'd like, but it got me home and I got 2 jobs. Friday, I thought to myself, I'm going to just do local work. You can't go a long way away Friday because you can't get home, and I don't stay out because Saturday there's no work. So Friday, if I haven't got something booked in with Chris, I tend to stay local. I will do long distance if it's Chris because I can get, I can start at 5 in the morning. But if I'm starting at 8 in the morning, I'm not going to go up to bloody Newcastle and hope to get something back and then sit there on dead miles. So a job popped up, Bedford to Windsor. I'm not far from Bedford. I'm 18 miles from Bedford. And I checked the feed and I checked who's nearby, and there wasn't a driver in Bedford. There was a few in Milton Keynes, there's a few in Northampton. There wasn't a small van driver available in Bedford. And I've done this job before for this company, and I know it's an easy job, and Windsor is a really good area. So Friday, I wanted that job. I quoted 65 on it. It was 90 miles, including me getting there. So I quoted 65, and I got it. I got a phone call, and he says, "Oh, you've done this for us before, I can see, because your profile pops up." He says, "That's brilliant." So good, we're off and running. Picked it up, it was 9 boxes of printing. Not massive boxes, smallish boxes. Still weighed 15, 20 kilos each because they was quite heavy printing stuff. But on they went, got to Windsor. I knew where the drop was, right near, it's on a main road in Windsor where the Tesco is, just going out of Windsor. And that did me. Brilliant. Got me to Windsor. I was in Windsor. I picked up at 8:15 and I was in Windsor for about 9:45. By the time I'd got to Tesco, got myself a coffee and used the toilet, I was ready to work. Friday around Windsor, jobs were pinging everywhere. Mostly going to London, which I didn't want, and mostly going down Southampton, Brighton, which I didn't want. So I'm going to be picky. And a job popped up. A job was on there. I was 30 miles from it in South Warnborough, which I've never even heard of. RG 30 something. So I knew it was Reading way. It was that way, but it was going to Wellingborough, which is 9 miles from where I live. And I'm thinking, I wonder if I could get it. Looked at the nearby drivers. There was a couple in Reading. I'm in Windsor. And I thought, that's a good way from Reading, actually. It's south. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's a village, to be honest. So I quoted £79 on it. Which, getting there and everything in, I thought, if I get it for that, I'll be amazed. Because it's only, it was, I counted the dead miles out, but I was still putting a price that I thought might not get a sniff at that. But who wants to go there to get that when there's work going around London? And I thought, that might do me. And I thought I wouldn't get it. So I quoted on about 4 other jobs as well. And the phone went, so I didn't know what job it was going to be. And it was this job to Wellingborough. And the first thing she said was, how quick can you get to us? She said, "You're picking up from us. We're a transport company." And I said, "It's about 40 minutes. I'm in Windsor, but I can jump straight on it." And she went, "You'll get there before 4 in Wellingborough." I said, I should hope so. I said, "I'm hoping to get there before 2:15. She went, "I'll get you the job." That's brilliant. It was 1 box. And when I went to in Wellingborough, I know really well. It's a little, what's the word for it? Like a courtyard, shopping courtyard, very quaint. It's called the Embankment, the Nen Court Embankment. Beautiful shops in there. If you ever get a chance, it's worth a visit. All quaint little shops and a couple of cafes and nice. So I got it. So that was Friday. I picked it up and I was there at 2:15. And it was 1 big box. I don't know what was in it. It was to a company, little company that do mail order, fitness company, gym type stuff. And I thought, well, I'll sit in Wellingborough for a bit and see. Then I got a call from Chris at about 3:15, who said, I've got a really long run for you on Monday. He said, if you want to do that, I said, yeah, that'd be great. And so what I did yesterday, he said it'll fill your day up. So what I decided then was, I thought, well, I had ice cream. I sat in the embankment at Wellingborough. There's a little, if you ever go to Wellingborough, put the embankment in. And if you've got a small van like mine, you go under a little car park by the river where Whitworth's is. Beautiful lady in there who does burgers, chips, ice cream. She's got the old swirly ice cream. Lush. So once I'd had that, and once Chris had told me I got a long day Monday, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to knock it on the head. So I did. I was home by 3:30. Less than 8 hour day. And I got 144 for that. So it wasn't quite as much, but it was okay. After doing a long day on Wednesday, it was okay. So that was my week. Oh, I went home, had a coffee with a good lady. She was off that day. And then I went and picked me boxes up from Chris about 6:15 and brought them home. So that was my week. I'm trying to do it quick because I'm picking up at 10 and it's 20 to 10 now. So I'm trying to get through it. All good. In the end, I did the hours I worked. My duty hours were 37 hours, but that includes the 3 hours in Wroxham, the hour for, and a couple of hours waiting where you're still working, I presume. So 37 hours. I did 1,180 miles and I got 702 plus VAT. So 840 with VAT. Take off 9%, which I have to pay. Yeah, whatever that works out at. 17, yeah, 872. About 75 quid off of that, so 840 brings that down to 765, something like that. Mileage was pence per mile worked out just over 60 pence, which is that's my lowest number really, but that's what it was. The van's running great now. Service was done, all the diesel particle, it's all running great. I'm touching wood here. But it was a good week. I had a great weekend off, Easter weekend. The Mighty Saints won on Saturday. Brilliant. They beat Bath, God knows how, but they did. So, all good. So, I hope you're doing well. I say it's Tuesday now. It's Tuesday the 26th. So, I won't tell you about this week, but I had a mega day yesterday. But, yeah, a bit of sad news going to come up. I won't tell you about it. It won't ruin your day, but there's some bit of sad news going to come up in next week's. But we'll talk about that then. I spoke with Neil at Neptune's yesterday. And I spoke with Phil, who's out of Doncaster. Don't know what company it is, I can't remember. But had a good chat with Neil. He phoned me up. Really nice. We're going to sort of stay in contact. If I can help him, if there's any jobs going to Scotland, I'm going to, try and put him in with someone. It's brilliant. So how it works, isn't it? You help each other, and hopefully work gets done. But that's me done. I'll speak to you. Sorry it's late. Should have been weekend, but that's like I say, I was busy. Easter weekend. Busy this weekend. But all good. I'll speak to you at the end of the week.